Hello everyone, welcome back to the second part of the BetaCore Minecraft series. I hope everyone had a good Monday. That is, of course, when I am recording this part. And yeah, let's begin. Um, so kind of an overview of what I want to do in this part. Primarily just find a place to just kind of set up a small base, maybe a small, a small house, maybe. Um, and honestly, I am pretty picky with where I want to build that. So I think for now, I'm just gonna be doing some kind of basic exploration. And yeah, in the meantime, I will be reading some Reddit stories that have been picked out by my girlfriend. So I have no idea what they are or what kind of stories they are, or anything about them. So I'm kind of just going in dark. And yeah, let's begin. Am I the asshole for refusing to donate a kidney to my stepdad that raised me and paid for my college? I can already tell that this is this is gonna be a sad one. But anyways, so let's begin. So my stepdad, 56M, has severe kidney failure, um, and he is looking for a transplant. His immediate family isn't compatible, so my mom told me, 27 male, to get myself tested. I'm a bit wary of the risks of a kidney transplant, so I was hoping the whole time that I wouldn't be compatible. The results came back, and turns out I was. Even though I'm afraid of the transplant, I was considering it for a while as my stepdad is a great guy. He joined our family while I was in high school and took me like his own. When he married my mom, he told me that he'll take care of my tuition and other living costs for me. Well, so far this this story sounds like it could have maybe a heartwarming ending, but I guess let's continue and see what we will find. I told my mom the results, but specifically asked her to keep it quiet for a few days so I could have some time to process it. At the same time, I was hoping for another donor to help out. Literally, the next day, the whole family was texting me and giving me their thanks already. I didn't want to cave into the pressure, so I told them that I'll not be doing it. My stepdad was incredibly graceful and just said that he understands. The problem is, my mom and other family members went absolute ballistic. They called me all sorts of names and said that if it weren't for my stepdad, we would have been out on the streets. I do think that she's right regarding that, but at the same time, I'm just not ready to go through the whole operation. Also, it really left a bad taste in my mouth how I felt like they just expected me to do it as if it was the easiest thing to do. While they don't have the same pressure put upon them as they're all incompatible. Anyways, I might still go back on my decision as I do have the time. But right now, I'm just not sure. Am I the asshole? Well, I don't think he is the asshole. I think that the mom, I mean, kind of the mom broke the trust, so that's not cool. I mean, that's kind of that's not nice. Um, Honestly, I had a really different expectation for the story. I thought the dad would like start saying like, "Oh, come on, I'm your kid. I gave you everything. Give me your kidney." That's kind of what I thought, but kind of kind of caught me by surprise. Um, I don't think so. It is, getting that operation can be kind of intense, maybe dangerous even. But I don't think this guy's the asshole. But definitely the family and the mom need to have a good look at themselves, and well, the mom especially should have just kept it a secret. I feel like if she didn't say anything, the guy maybe maybe would have gotten over his fears of the operation, and maybe he would have went through with it. But the calling of names, that's kind of uncalled for. But anyways, I don't think he's the asshole. That's my response. So I've been walking for a little bit, and this is kind of what I'm looking for. And to be honest, this is it'd be a really cute area just to get rid of some of the trees and kind of move into this little valley here. But just gonna look around the corner and see if we can find anything else. So, starting off with our second story. Um, so it's an updated story actually. It is, am I the asshole for not forgiving my brother after he almost killed me? So, firstly, I want to thank everyone for giving their support. It helped me communicate my feelings to my family and stand my ground. I do not trust my brother, I feel unsafe, and I do not forgive him. They keep trying to lessen his actions by saying he feels so bad. He loves me, he had a lot of stress, he had a mental breakdown, etc., etc. My mom even said, "Don't you go to church every Sunday? You can't forgive him?" I told her it feels like my feelings are being ignored, and she told me that I don't understand because I'm not a parent. She won't let either of her kids be homeless. She won't let her family be broken up. If I couldn't stand living with my brother, I could leave and live in my car. So, I'm kind of wondering what this brother did because, I mean, he almost killed her, or him, but I'm really wondering how. It's just, how do you almost kill someone, especially a sibling? But anyways, let's continue. The family was broken up when he choked me. It was broken up when he pulled a gun. It was broken up when he pulled the trigger on my thigh. However, I can't change her mind. I feel unsafe, so I don't have a choice. I'll be living in my car for the foreseeable future. So I was just saying, how do you almost kill someone? And then he just talks about this person talks about it right after. I don't know if it's a girl or guy or whatever, but I'm not done the story. I'm going to continue it, but already in my mind I'm thinking, what the fuck? But anyways, you can I'll be continuing the story now. You gave me reassurance with your words, and while I admit that a car with no working AC in Florida is not an ideal living condition, I'm praying I can find my way back up out this pit. This sucks, but I would like to leave this family behind for my safety, my sanity, and my future. The reality of this is starting to hit me. I feel like I'm in fucking shambles. But the genuine only other option is living in this house. She taught this man that he can do whatever and she'll bail him out of all consequences. I'm heartbroken, but the rest of this is for me to worry about. Thank you for your kindness and thank you for your time. You helped me realize that it is not normal to feel the way I do about my brother, and it is correct to stand my ground. After I hit post, I'm gonna let this pent up emotion hit me in the sanity of the backyard. I think that says sanity. Sanctity? I don't know what that word means. Oh well. So they then said, "Good night, everyone. Cherish your loved ones." So there's actually another update. Edit, or update number 2, in edit form. I will update the other posts with the same info. Some of y'all called it. He was on psychedelic drugs. He's going to rehab, therapy, and church. He is also on medication to help with his conditions. I'm not expected to forgive him, and I certainly want to keep things low. I don't want to hate anything, much less my brother, but what he did was horrible, and I don't want that getting ignored. I am moving in with my buddy. I will keep the door open for my brother, but I will keep things extremely slow and monitor his improvements over time. He's taking lessons in accountability and making major effort, including paying my mom back, buying me plenty of things to replace what he stole from me, and apologizing severely. I see in him that he recognizes what he did wrong and the danger he put me in. The last thing he told me today was, I'm happy you're alive. My family acted quite crazy, and I think living on my own now is going to give me back a level of safety and control that I need. I am so unbelievably grateful to all of you who came in to offer advice, perspective, and outlets to find help. You gave me methods to word how I feel, strength to stand my ground, and patience to stay strong and hopeful in what is undoubtedly the hardest time in my life. Now I can say I had a loaded gun pointed at me twice in my life. LMAO. What an icebreaker. To everyone, thank you so much and cherish your loved ones. So that's a wild one. Um, Honestly, that's kind of crazy. Uh, I mean, if it's, I mean, the first thing that bothers me here is when parents kind of protect their kids when they're quite literally criminals. It's one of those things that really bothers me. You I mean you see it all the time in the news when people do horrendous, heinous shit, and the parents act like they're an angel. They don't want them to go to jail or in trouble, and it's kind of disgusting. I think that the parents that if they figure out their kids do something like that, they literally call the cops on them. Um, I think those parents are doing a fantastic job. But I do have to admit, this parent, I mean, the mom specifically, um, don't really know what's going around, like what's going on in her head, because if your kid pulls the trigger on your other kid, I mean, it's kind of especially if they're older, like what I'm imagining, it's like some sick older brother who did this to like his younger sister. That's just kind of the vibe I get, I guess. And like that's super fucked up, and I think that if that's the case, honestly, like the kid needs to go like needs to get some serious help, maybe institutionalized for like a month, I don't know. But the fact that the mom just wants her to forgive him so easily, it's kind of crazy. I mean, it's kind of weird. Another scenario, maybe these two siblings were like 10 years old. They have a BB gun. You shoot, your sister or brother's leg by accident. I could get that, but the fact that this person has a car makes me believe that they're teens. Um, so yeah, definitely pretty crazy. Um, another am I the asshole story that I think that they're completely in the right. It sounds like things are getting better, which is good, but honestly, if that was me, it would take a lot of years to forgive my brother, especially if he almost tried to kill me. But anyways, let's continue. Holy shit. So I I just made this little kind of like starter base, and I go to bed and the zombie just spawns on me. Um, I think that is one of the old mechanics of beta Minecraft. To be honest, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but I think that if you try to sleep in like a maybe in like not a well lit cave or something, like once you go to bed, you will get attacked by like a monster. Um, so actually, that was me being very close to dying. That kind of gave me a little shock. But anyways, I'm kind of scared to go back to bed. I mean, it looks pretty scary out there. Can't really see much, but uh, I'm kind of scared to give that another chance. I think I'm just gonna work on this base for a bit. So, let's begin the last story. So, am I the asshole for calling 911 about my husband's suicide threats even though I know they weren't real? My husband and I were in a fight yesterday. When our fights get really bad, he threatens to hurt himself. I have to talk him down every time. And then he brings up how I almost brought him to commit suicide or self-harm every fight for the next few months. Over the years of this, I've caught on that it's a control tactic when things aren't going his way in a fight, and he especially does this when I talk about leaving him. I've wanted to leave for years, but he always talks me out of it or threatens self-harm. Yesterday we were driving and he got angry because I told him to stop being so harsh with our autistic toddler who was having a meltdown. My husband pulled over and started walking and told me to leave him alone. Reactions like this are common with him. He wants me to follow him and beg for his forgiveness. I'm so done with his games, so I didn't follow him this time. I just hopped into the driver's seat and kept driving to my destination. Long story short, when I didn't react the way he wanted, he texted me saying he was a danger to himself. Of course, that got my attention. I have friends and family who have killed themselves, and I'm terrified of the one time I stopped taking it seriously being the one time it actually happens. So, I took it seriously and turned around to look for him. He called me and said he just attempted to kill himself. Long story short, I found him completely unharmed, but I took it seriously still and took him home. The whole way home, he threatened to kill himself at home, and if I don't take him home, he'll call the police and say he's being held against his will. We had our three tiny kids in the back of the car, and I was trying to keep things as calm as I could for them as they were watching a movie. I took him home, hoping he was bluffing, and he immediately ran into the house and locked us all out. I decided enough was enough and called 911. Four cop cars came. It was a whole scene. They separated us and talked to us on the front lawn. We live on a busy street and it felt like the whole city was watching. People were flipping U-turns to go back and forth and watch us. The cops said there was nothing they could hold him on because he suddenly was acting casual and fine. I knew deep down this was most likely another performance, but I've had enough, and I wanted him to see how serious this was. Now, my husband is angry with me, very angry. Our entire neighborhood is texting him, asking what happened, and he says I ruined his reputation and caused him more stress. He says I made things way worse. Am I the asshole for calling the cops about my husband's suicide threats when I knew they were most likely not real? Did I take things too far? So there are a couple other notes. P.S. I know I need to leave. I'm trying to gather things and be strategic. I am a sham and have no income of my own, and I don't feel safe upon leaving. I need to be careful. This post isn't about whether or not I should leave. I'm wondering if the 911 call was taking it too far. So my personal answer to that is not at all. I think that either way, if he was bluffing or not, it was a good call because in one case, if he wasn't bluffing, it could save his life. And in the case that he was, which maybe it seems like it, it might act as an eye-opener. But either way, she is right. I think she needs to leave, and since I think the guy definitely needs to get some help because I don't think anyone should be joking that much about it. I mean, everyone has their own sense of humor, but it seems very excessive here. So the guy definitely needs to maybe get some therapy or maybe talk about some of the issues he is having. But overall, I think the call was a good call, and I don't think this person is the asshole. That's all I have to add. So yeah. So we just added some glass to the Minecraft base, and I think it kind of gives it a cute aesthetic, and on top of that, it kind of gives us a nice view on whatever's happening outside. I'm gonna try to sleep again. I have full health, and I'm actually gonna put some meat in my inventory just in case another skeleton or zombie spawn on me. But I kind of moved my bed, kind of lit it up to hell. Um, yeah, let's give it another shot, shall we? I really hope nothing spawns on me, but the chance is always there. Oh, there you go. Looks like it's all good. Um, Not a big fan of all these torches, but if it keeps me safe, then I'm not gonna complain. But yeah, I think that this is gonna be it for this second episode. I hope you enjoyed these stories, and I hope you enjoyed the relaxing, or maybe not so relaxing, gameplay in the background. Anyways, I hope you have a good day, and that's about it.